stand up. So you come here, sometimes you even don't understand the question, you pick up the word, you have some association, you fool around something, and yeah, that's the table topic, right? So you improvised. We don't know which result you have achieved, but you did say something on the stage. And that's considered to be the table topic speech. However, this is not working with contests, because in contests we have judges, and during the contests, the judges evaluate you according to specific criteria. How many of you are here are familiar with table topics in Toastmasters Club? Half of the audience, great. How many of you have ever been on the stage with a table topic speech? Pretty good. How many of you have won table topics in the club level? I mean, getting the best table topic speaker ribbon. Perfect! By the way. And anyone have gone higher than the club contest?
I don't remember.
Yeah, okay.
I think that last year I did.
Who did?
Artyom.
Artyom did.
I did.
Right, and I remember you at area level, correct. Oh, by the way, I'm so sorry, my dear online audience. You're also very much invited to participate when the interaction session begins. Okay, in table topic contest, there are criteria of evaluation, and 55% of the evaluation goes to two main things: the speech development and the effectiveness. That's structure, logic, and how you deliver the answer to the question. For those who have never, ever participated in improvised speeches session, it looks like this. You come up to the stage, there is a table topic master or the contest chair. He or she voices the question, or a statement, or something, anything. I have actually seen a picture, translated to, like, you know, as a table topic question, which was a little weird, but anyway, that's possible. And you, as a speaker, have to improvise from 1 to 2 minutes and give a speech. Not like anything, but a structured speech answering the specific question. That's the goal. The next slide. Here is the first trick. Very often on this stage, we listen to the questions which are not questions in its format. Sometimes it's just a phrase, sometimes it's just one word or 2 words. It could be literally anything. And this may distract you from the idea of the question. The first trick that I want you to remember when you're here on the stage at table topic session is that there is always a question inside. It may not look like a question, but it's your task to make it a question. There are some tricks that I've heard, and they do work perfectly well at some points when you don't understand the question. And that may also happen. That's some bad luck, or some words are mispronounced, or anything may happen, but that's not normally happening at table topics contests. The length of this question should be reasonably medium. It should not be 1 word, and it should not be a quote that consists of 35 words that I once received at the area level. When I actually, when a table topic or a contest chair finished the quote, I actually forgot where it began. That's hopefully not going to happen with you. But you should be aware of this as well. Your main thing is to listen to the contest question very carefully. That's the clue to your answer. If you don't answer the question, you fail. I have never seen anyone winning the table topics contest not answering the question. Even if you rephrase it or turn it, way back upwards, it's not gonna really work. So listen very carefully. There is always a question. The next slide. There is a formula that I use to decipher and understand what I am asked. And that's very important. And the next slide would be what, why, and how. Those are 3 questions that you should ask yourself when you get the question. Next slide. That's an example. That's a question that I received at the Division Table Topics Contest. It's not a question, right? Following the signs of the universe. Where is the question here? So the first question you ask yourself, what's hidden inside? What's the question? Can you paraphrase it somehow?
Why should I follow the signs of the universe?
Why should I follow the signs of the universe? Anything else?
Do I follow the signs?
Do you follow the signs of the universe? Are there any signs of the universe? Actually, anything else? Decipher it. Always make it a question. So you see, in just one statement, there could be hidden dozens of questions, and it's you who decide which question you want to answer. Next would be why. No, back. Next question, remember, it was what, why, and how. Which question would you like to choose? Here. Do I have to follow the signs? Are there?
What?
How? What are the signs of the universe that I follow? Okay, what are the signs of the universe that I follow? Would it be okay for the question? So you follow the signs. Why? Now you find the answer, why you do that. Why you follow, and what signs of the universe. And then the third one, how, meaning how will it help me or you? How will this knowledge will transform anything for me or for anyone here? So what's inside? Why do I choose the question? Why do I choose this answer? And how it will help me, or you, or anyone, or not help? Next. Remember I told you about the criteria, the 2 most important ones, structure and effectiveness. Effectiveness means logic and how you answer the question. Speech development is opening, body, and conclusion, like the real speech. It's not like the flow of the mind, of the thoughts, anywhere, anyhow, and then, what's the conclusion? What was the question? Sometimes I find people like, oh, I forgot the question. Well, 2 minutes are over. Oh, what was the question? Can you remind me, please? Always bear in mind the real question. And there are hints and tricks that will help you to do so. How do we normally structure the speeches?
Purpose. We think of a purpose first.
Okay, purpose. But structure means
introduction, body,
wording.
conclusion.
And what could be the methods of structuring the speech? The techniques?
Start with a question to the audience.
Okay, interesting. But more general, like, it's not like a hook. We're not speaking about the hooks right now, but in general, what is the process of structuring the speech?
Focus on the message, start with the message,
Okay.
expand on the message, and
Expand,
finish with the
support the
message.
message, and then
Sort of re-emphasize the message.
and summarize. Next. There are 3 main models that I advise you to follow at table topics. You'll receive this presentation, no worries. I'll send it to you. And it's nice. So, there are 2 main methods, deductive and inductive. Do you know what it means? Like Sherlock Holmes or something like this?
Descartes versus Bacon.
Whatever. Okay, so deductive and versus inductive is the way you start the speech. Deductive means that you have something in general, some general knowledge, and then you basically decipher it and split it into details. Say, I love Toastmasters, and I give you 3 reasons why. Reason number 1, reason number 2, reason number 3. So the first is my answer, and then I elaborate on it in greater detail. The opposite method is, I came here and I received this, and then I stayed here and I got this, and finally I won the contest, and that is why I love Toastmasters. So details first, and then the main idea. That's how you structure, normally, you structure all of your speeches. It's either you give the idea first, the message first, and you separate, or the opposite. And there are three main models. There are actually way more of them, way more. But those are the three ones which I advise you to use at table topics, because they're easy to comprehend, they're easy to elaborate on the spot, and easy to practice. And I started with the best one for myself, the easiest one. Past, present, and future. So we all know of this chronological order of the speech. When I was a child, I used to do this, then I grew up, and I don't know, entered the university, and finally I got a job, and here I am on Toastmasters. So much fun. That's a very common way, and you use it all the time. Just make notice of it. The second one would be either you agree with the statement or you disagree. That's how you form the question, actually. Why do you follow, what signs of the universe do you follow? Let's try to structure this. So, signs of the universe, past, present, and future. How do you think we might develop the topic here? That's actually the structure, the model that I use in my speech at the contest.
I used to follow the signs of the universe.
Now I don't follow them, but in the future I will. Well, that's the rough idea, but that's how it works. What I actually used at my speech at the division level contest is that I first remembered my childhood when I read the book, and the book was the sign. Then I read the article in the newspaper, and that was the sign I got a job. And finally, there was something else I don't remember right now, and then I commented upon the future, how many signs are ahead of me. So that was like a normal, linear way of constructing the speech. Childhood, studentship, and my present life. Oh, I remembered how the third example was how I found Toastmasters basically in the book. So the book, the article, the book, and here I am. That's past, present, and future, the easiest pattern. Use it. Agree or disagree? Signs of the universe. Are there any signs of the universe at all? Or maybe, the universe just deceives us. There are no signs, it's just our mindset or any imagination. You can comment on this, whether you agree or you don't think there are any signs in the universe. And finally, this easy model, but the most, I would say, boring, is like 0.1, 0.3, 0.2, 0.3. So that's how we actually structure our speeches here, many times. Why I put them here? We're not going to practice them right now, but I will remind you of these models when we start the interactive session. And I strongly advise you, if you decide to practice and get ready for the Table Topics contest, use just 3 of them. Don't use like 5 or 10 or all different. Practice on just these 3, at least for the first club level contest. Now, Marina has just told us that you have only 120 seconds. That's just 2 minutes. Okay, you have 31 seconds more, but let's imagine that you don't have them, because then you might go with the flow and you become disqualified, and that's a very sad story. Let's imagine that you have just 120 seconds. And we all know, we're now speaking about the structure again. There's the opening, the body, and the conclusion, like in a normal speech. Always remember that. Next. Oh, before we start, here is a trick which I use all the time. Sometimes we are told by the contest chair, or by the chief judge, or by anyone who wants to help us, sincerely, that you don't have much time to think. At some clubs, people will say they restrict people on using their time. They say, start speaking right ahead, like pushing. No, during the contest, no one will ever tell you this. During the contest, you are free to take some time, reasonable time. I allow myself up to 20 seconds. That's the time when you stand still and think. This is the time to think, a time to understand the question, to find the answers to what, why, and how, and stop talking. Use this time. This is a precious resource. But don't be too long. Nobody will push you, but people will start like, and that may distract you, and then you may lose the mood. Reasonable time. Next, another good trick, a bit more difficult. Not to lose the question by the end of your speech, try to formulate the final thought. When you think, okay, the signs of the universe, they do exist. Okay, I would agree that they exist. I will tell a couple of stories, and what would be my final thought? What would I want people to, what I want to say? What message I would like to convey by the end of my speech? Say, I love the signs of the universe, or follow the signs of the universe. The signs of the universe are great. Think about it, at least like some hints, so you won't forget the question. That will help you a lot. It's just a trick. Next, open. Not more than 20 seconds. Sometimes I hear people with an opening like of a minute, and they're still like, elaborating on the opening, remembering some stuff, and they haven't got even close to the main part, to elaborating on the topic, to answering the question. Sometimes the whole table topic speech is an opening. It's not gonna work. What can be in the opening? It's also time for you to think. But not silently, as we did this before, but vocally. My hint here, and my trick, don't answer the question right away. That would be very difficult to elaborate on it then. Keep the answer till the end, or till the middle at least. The most important part in the opening, it's like in a normal speech, is to grasp the audience's attention. We do this with hooks. I've heard people at contests first greeting the audience, or saying how grateful they are, so they are on the stage. And thank you, Daniel, and thank you, Vasya, and thank you, Marina, you're here to support me, thank you so much. Don't do this. Should be a hook. Yes, you can greet people, dear Toastmasters, Madam Contest Chair. Enough. The first hook, if the question is interesting, if the question is deep, if it evokes lots of thoughts, emotions, you can rephrase it. Say, are there any signs of the universe? Do you believe that there exist the signs in this universe? So while you pronounce these words, your brain starts thinking very, very quickly. You can also use the wordplay. If in the question there are question words like why, what, or how, or whatever, you may return the question word. Why? Interesting. Really? Why is it important? Or how? How do we do that? The question is a very good hook. The next would be a rhetorical question. Well, rephrasing the question. Rhetorical question to the audience or to the contest chair. He's still here. You can still connect or build rapport with him. Whatever. And finally, what I like is using a quote. But for this, you should know some quotes. And they should be short. And they should be smart. So you might have like a small notebook or a list of quotes, like 5 to 10, which are easy to remember and which are applicable to almost every topic. I personally like Albert Einstein quotes. They are short, they go straight to your mind, and they could be interpreted in so many different ways. And this is also a good start. So I would say this one and this one are the best. 20 seconds, the first 20 seconds of elaborating on the opening give you time to think on the real content of what's going to be in the body. What do you think is going to be in the body?
Your story?
Bingo! Next. 80 seconds, and the next slide, and the next slide. A story. Why a story? Because the story will get you into the flow. You start collecting the memories. You have these emotions that the story evokes in you, and this is so much easier to simply stop talking. It's not like, oh, okay, point 1, point 2, point 3. I forgot the first point. No, a story, it's like a leverage for the speech. Just start with the first one. It could be one big story. It could be 2 stories. It could be 3 stories, shorter ones, like recollections, like memories, like flashbacks. Always. Okay, 99% of your speeches in table topics use a story if you want to win. Where do you get the stories? I wrote some stories down, some memories, very short, like ones, that gave me a hint of what to talk about. Something from my childhood, something from my friendship stories, something from my family. Very good point is talking about Toastmasters. That will always build really strong rapport with the audience and with the judges. Remember the first time when you learned about Toastmasters, when you came here, how you felt, how you developed. Don't do this all the times, but if there's nothing that comes up right now in your head, use Toastmasters. It's just right here. Your education, your childhood, your family, your profession, your hobbies, all these concepts build like dozens, thousands of stories. Collect them and write them down. Remember them because you go, oh, I remember that story may relate to the topic. Okay, write it down. You might never actually look at it again, but the moment you write it down, your brain fixes it. Stories can be different. Personal stories, the best ones. So when you speak about yourself, it's like an icebreaker. We get to know you better. We like you. You share something so deep inside with all of us. It's just so great to connect. Personal are the best. But if you don't have a personal story, you can be an observer of a story. You can read something in a book, watch a movie, you can witness some friends talking. The observed stories is a great source for all table topics. Sometimes you even may present it as an observed experience while it's your real one. So, or vice versa. So that could be another trick. And finally, there could be some crazy questions, like really stupid, something like, what if aliens come to the Earth? What would you do? Or something like this. And then you actually have to make it up. So sometimes it's worth it actually, and that's probably the least popular table topics at contests, but sometimes they pop up at the club meetings. So if you want to train yourself, practice in making up some stories. It's also a good thing. But focus on this one first. 80 seconds to elaborate. Disagree or agree, past, present, or future, and point 1, point 2, point 3. Next. Something is happening. Let's focus on stories back again. Okay, closing. 20 seconds for closing. It's a very impactful part. This is how judges will remember your speech. It could be a great opening, like immediately hook the audience. Then it could be a nice elaboration, structure, audience's response, like, oh, what an interesting story. such a great guy. But finally, the strongest part is the closing. If you finish your story like, thank you, that's it, that's not a good contest speech. Actually, a good closing is as important as an opening. Sometimes even more important. How do we normally finish the speeches?
Call to action.
Very good, especially for inspiring questions. Anything else?
With the beginning.
Yeah, we can actually loop the opening idea and the closing idea, or summarize. Next. Summarize, call to action. Looping is a very good idea, and also a question. You can actually ask a question, an open-ended question, a rhetorical question at the end. And you'll be like, I'll let you think with me, something like this. Practice this. Summarizing is the easiest one, like really, like what we do. Calling to action is way more impactful in terms of, the judges and the audience will remember you. And a question is probably as strong as the call to action. Sometimes, remember I told you, think about the final thought. And the final thought could be a question or a call to action. Think in this format, think in this paradigm. It's easy to say, it's not easy to make it, but anyway, we'll have some practice here. Next slide. Now, imagine that there is a table topics contest evening, and you're almost ready. Now it's your time, 2 minutes or 1 minute of silence. First, starting from 5 minutes prior to you coming on stage, you're getting ready. Use some techniques that put down the level of stress. I usually yawn. To me, it's like, I don't know, I put my stress like out of me. Some people breathe like, or count from 1 to 10 slowly. Some people stretch. Use this. Nobody sees you. You know your body, you know how to calm it down. Use it. It really helps. It's not like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this is my turn, I'm gonna fail. No, relax. It's gonna be fine. Next slide. Now, before you come here on this stage, you don't try to recall any quotes, any questions, any stories, or anything. Make your mind blank. It will be so much easier for your brain to pick up the ideas and thoughts when the question is asked. And it will help you to release the source of the ideas and stories that are inside of you already. Make it blank. This is so important. Don't cite any quote before you come on the stage which you think might be relevant. No, just don't think of anything. And finally, when you go, I see some people who actually come. Yeah, just go. Like, oh my god, oh shit. Look up, head up, and smile. Don't show. Of course, you are nervous. We are all nervous. That's fine. Just don't show it. Smile on your face. Look people in the eye. Smile to the Madam Contest chair while shaking her hand, and say like this. Show the positive attitude. I don't know how it works. Some psychosomatics, or I don't know, whatever it is, but it helps you to get ready. It calms you down. Remember, use some stress relief techniques, have your mind blank, and smile, and look at people. Next, a couple more tricks. The wrong one. This is something I witnessed several times, and these were not winning speeches. It is sometimes that I think, I found a great story. A story from my, a childhood, or my grandmother's story that taught me, whatever. A perfect story. I need to align it to the speech. Anyhow, in any way, in any possible or impossible way. This is not going to work. Simply because this is not a real story for this question. that would be like a cheating story. Never, ever prepare a specific story beforehand. Like, no matter what, I'll tell this. No. How to avoid this, I'll tell you how to get prepared without a specific story, because you have a bunch of stories in your head already so far. Don't do that. It's not a winning tactics. But the good trick is, it's that easy. Before I started competing in those 3 levels of table topics contest, I was scared of table topic sessions, really. At DTM with, how many? 16 years of practice here on the stage, I was like dreadfully nervous, like, what questions am I gonna get? I don't know the answer, I don't have stories, I don't have anything. I'm just gonna die out. No. I tried this, and after my first winning speech, where there were 3 people who were that close to each other, the 3 first places, I decided that I want a bigger lab, and I need to practice. How I practiced? I practiced for 2 months. The first club contest was in September, mid-September. The division contest was end of November. 2 months of practice. Next slide. How I did this. 4 things. First, I found support. I wasn't alone, we were together. There were 2 people who helped me. They were my clubmates, and with one girl, we decided that she will be sending me audio messages every morning with a table topic question, or a statement, or a quote, or whatever comes up to her mind, whatever. Every morning, I received an audio message, like 20 seconds long, to practice. With the second girl, we practiced online in Zoom. It was like a mutual practice. First, she gave me the question, I answered, and then she gave me the feedback, and then vice versa. I gave her the question, she answered, and that took us around 20 minutes in total. So we made it like not every single day, but 3-4 times a week. You know, that works. That actually does work. The second thing, you have one question that I receive in the morning, you receive in the morning. You have 3 different structures that you can apply. Past, present, and future. Agree or disagree. Both agree and disagree. And then points. One question, you practice 3 formulas for one and the same question. This will give you so much freedom to think freely and have more ideas and remember more stories to support the message and support the answer. It's not like one question, one formula, one question. No, use it wisely. Use it 3 times. You have to challenge yourself all the time. Yes, of course, you can use your camera and speak to your camera, and then like boom it, that was an awful video recording, I don't want to listen to it again, I don't want to see it, I don't want to watch it, but you have to practice and you have to challenge yourself here. Every time you have this opportunity, you may even talk to table topic masters and ask them to call you up on the stage and give you the hardest question, the toughest question. No matter what sort of question you receive, that's the practice. That's what you have to do if you want to win. And finally, I watched hours of videos on YouTube featuring the table topics contest on clubs, areas, division, and district levels. There are so many of them there, you can't even imagine. I don't know, hundreds, thousands of hours. And the questions are interesting, and the answers are great. And sometimes you may pick up some ideas like, what a good answer. I might want to try it myself. I picked up some really good ideas there, really. So allocate at least 1 or 2 hours per week if you are in the process of practicing. Just watch them. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. So do that. Put it in your calendar when you're getting ready for table topics contest. 4 ideas. And next slide. Now let's practice. let me remind you, the structure, remember the structure? Formula 1,
Charles or past, present, future.
yeah. Formula 2,
Agree, disagree.
Formula 3,
1, 2, 3.
very good. What can be in the opening?
Rhetorical question. Quote.
Mm-hmm.
Could you phrase it?
Yes, rephrasing the question, the easiest one. In the body, a story, or 2 stories, or 3 stories, if like point 1, 2, 3, or past, present, future. And at the end of the speech, a question, a call to action, summary, or looping, right? Now, I have, I think about 5 or 6 or 7 questions here, and these are not my questions. I copied them from the contests. I found them on YouTube. So they're real questions, and people actually got the answers to these questions. Lots of them answered to them. So, having all this,
Could you invite
yes, absolutely,
online audiences?
absolutely, absolutely. Who is ready to challenge herself or himself with the first question? Remember, relax, free your mind. You have time to think. It's your time. Think about the final thought before you start, before you open the mouth. Okay? Are you ready? Anyone? Any volunteers?
Maybe George, and you can also ask him to introduce himself as well.
Okay.
Just forgot to introduce the online
I got
users. So please devote some minutes for them to introduce themselves.
Right now.
Because right now.
Okay.
And then we will
Mhm.
just call. This will be.
George, who are you?
I'm right here. Yes, I'm a Toastmaster sitting over here in Orlando, Florida.
Perfect.
And I must tell you, your presentation was awesome just now.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. George, do you want to challenge yourself with the first
Participate?
question?
Yes. I have to study up on your words because I took lots of notes.
Oh, so nice. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
If I could rewrite history. If I could rewrite history. George Hazard.
I could rewrite history. What you really want to know, have I rewritten history already? And I think that we could see that I have, because each and every one of us have our own history that we consume or we take in. Your history is different than my history, is different than the next person's history. I'm just amazed. I don't know about you over in your country, but in mine, I don't watch the news very much because it's so distorted. They're all doing their own thing. They're rewriting history in their own thoughts. And so it's different. And I'm hoping that maybe I could just take little tidbits of everything. I don't want to be in a pigeonhole and go down one path, because when you do that, you get lost. And if you get lost, your view of history is totally distorted. So I'm trying to understand history from let's say, a world view. I'm getting at, if I could rewrite history, and I have for myself, it's a good history of this world and how we're going about learning things and developing. And I really love our future as we go forward. So I'm rewriting history for a good, optimistic future where life is good, at least here in Florida.
Thank you, George. I don't have much time to comment and analyze your speech, but by the end of this workshop, there will be an option to do so, and you'll be introduced to it. But that was an interesting speech. Yeah. I advise you to go on YouTube and say and write down table topic district level contest if I could rewrite history. There are answers to this question, and they're good. Next, someone from
A second online, AJ. We could
Okay,
as well,
AJ.
he as well didn't have the opportunity to introduce himself.
AJ. Can you
Yes,
are you here?
I am here.
Oh, yes. Hi.
Hi.
Could you introduce yourself? Why are you here? Are you a Toastmaster?
Okay. Hi. Hello, everyone. I am a Toastmaster since 2015, and I'm a proud member of Moscow Free Speakers Club. I'm
Oh.
happy to see Daniel here, and I joined the meeting on the invitation of Valeria.
Wonderful. So, AJ is the name, right? So, AJ, do you mind if I ask someone from the offline audience first, and then you
Yes,
can
please.
take your floor too?
Yeah.
Anyone from the offline audience ready to challenge herself? Who is Danara? Welcome. Good, lessons learned. If you want to see the end, look at the beginning. If you want to see the end, look at the beginning. Danara, that's it.
Do I want to see the end? I'm not really sure. When I was a kid, I was dreaming of my future. This will be the life of my dreams. I graduate university, I get my job, then maybe I start a family. But it didn't happen that way. I'm 26 years old now. I started at university. I'm not in a relationship. As for my career, I'm thinking of being an interpreter or a businesswoman, but not going and, being an employee in a company that works from 9 to 5. It's just, not my thing. But what will be in the future? I don't know. Do I want to know what will be in the future? Maybe I'll change my mind by the snap of my fingers and decide that, you know what? Let's rewrite everything and I'll write my own story in a different way and use a different narrative. What if I don't want to be a Toastmasters anymore? Where should I go? What if I don't want to live in Russia? Where should I move? So, if you ask me, do I want to know the beginning? Do I want to know the end at the very beginning? I don't have a question and I don't have an answer, and no, I would not, because I would rob myself of the opportunity of all the possible ways to live my life to the fullest.
Thank you. How many people we have in online rooms?
A lot.
A lot. Anyone from the online audience ready to
Yes, yes,
try?
ma'am.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Very good. Next slide. AJ, one never knows. One never knows. AJ.
Thank you. Thank you for that topic. Contest chair. One never knows. I think this is a deeply philosophical thing. One never knows what happens in our life. One never knows what good might happen, or one never knows what bad might happen. And one never knows when we will leave this earth. But one thing is sure, by the time you leave this earth or from the beginning of your birth, you can do a lot of things. And this will make you a remarkable person in the minds of those your dear and near ones. This, I think this is a very philosophical thing. As I previously said, one never knows uh, what happens. What happens? Something might come up, or you might become a rich person, or a rich person can become a poor person. Boats can turn upside down. Anything can happen, but one never knows what will happen. Thank you so much for the topic. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, AJ. Anyone else here? Come up. Before I know your name and your...
I'm Anna. I was your host last time and we know.
Right.
And you left me and I hadn't left you.
We're happy to hear.
That's a story. Okay, Anna and the surname, so what would you
Krongos.
Anna Krongos.
Yeah.
Next. Embracing joy in an unexpected moment. Embracing joy in an unexpected moment. Anna Krongos.
Yep, it's that exact moment, quite unexpected, when I don't understand the question as you predicted it could happen. But talking about feeling joy in unexpected moments, I really think sometimes it could be the best part of experiencing one. Because as the last speaker said, one never knows what bad and good can go out from any moment. Sometimes we even can't evaluate if it was good or bad. So the only thing that is left for us is to feel joy and curiosity about what is happening and what could happen next. And sometimes when we lose the control over the situation and our inner child goes out and we leave it to feel joy and just play with what is happening. It goes out well. It was an unexpected moment. I feel joy that I'm here with you, and I hope it will go out well. Thank you.
Daniel, I have a challenge for you. Do you want to answer the same question the way you understand it?
Any question?
Like this one. If it's okay with you. Embracing joy in an unexpected moment. Daniel,
Ladies and gentlemen, when is the last time you have embraced anyone? Let me ask you another question. When is the last time you have embraced your joy? You remember that? How did you feel? The last time. Wonderful, excellent, excellent. The last time I have embraced my joy, I didn't have time to think whether it was expected or unexpected, really. Because that was joy. It has penetrated me from my head to toes. It has filled my body with an overpowering feeling of excitement. Because something that I was not really expecting happened. And then it was a culmination of that whirlpool of emotions that have taken me on my left and taken me to my right and turned me inside out many times. And then I wasn't even sure that that was joy. And then it took me time to have that feeling sinking to me. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you embrace your joy, don't you think whether it's expected or unexpected. Enjoy it.
Wonderfully presented, Daniel. Anyone from the online audience would like to give it a try? Next question would be at your disposal. I don't know how many people we are having here.
A lot.
Anyone from the offline audience? Please come here. And you are? Alena?
The surname?
Yes, I present you like name and surname.
Antikina Alena.
Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. I don't know.
Is it difficult to have a balance in our life? Some people say that it is difficult because we have a lot of tasks throughout our days. We have a lot of spheres of our lives that we need to think about a lot, that we need to work on, and that's why people usually say that it is like riding a bicycle. It can be very difficult at the beginning because you don't know how to do it properly, but after some time you learn how to do it, and you can easily manage some easy tasks and then go to some more difficult things. That's why if we want to keep balance, we need to keep moving. Even if we have some depressive episodes, if we have some struggles, we still need to try our best and never let us to have bad mood, I would say so. Thank you.
Great. Wonderful story, wonderfully developed. I would just advise to work on the closing, and that would be more impactful. That is.
From could we do one from online, Anna, and then Marina?
How much time do we have left? Actually, we don't have time.
We don't have time, but I think
We don't
two
have
more
time, and I
people.
know it, and I know that.
But
So that would be the
decide
last.
to-
Actually, that would be the last question. I haven't prepared that many because I knew that it wouldn't be that much time. So, but there's another slide, the final one. I have created a Telegram channel that is called TT Buddies. And that is yet an open group. If anyone wants to practice with me, I will be sending questions. I will be linking people together if they want to practice more. For some time, that wouldn't exist forever, but at least for a couple of weeks or maybe even longer. If there's anyone who'd like to keep the ball rolling and practice table topics every day or every next day, or get some tips, and I will also be sending the recordings of my video if you're interested how I answered the question that I was given at the division contest. So you can actually maybe learn something from there, or maybe like say, oh, that was not cool. So anything, some nice videos, some nice workshops that I've watched myself, that will be also in there. So if any one of you wants to join, please scan the code or find just TT Buddies, like in the search in Telegram, and you'll be there. And we'll start from tomorrow. Yeah, but you can join at any moment. So I'm so grateful that you gave me more time that was originally allocated to this workshop, and thank you so much for your active participation. And the presentation is already in, I think it could be sent to the WorldSurfers Telegram chat or whatever in PDF. So it's good that you have the notes, but you can actually use the presentation itself. Thank you so much for being with me here tonight, and I hope that you will break Mr. Toastmaster. Unexpected amount of joy.
Thank you very much, Valeria, for an extremely well orchestrated masterclass on table topics. Now we are having a break, a 10 minutes break, and after which we will have our evaluation of the meeting. A break.